Let's do the Tuesday slate. Let's go through these four games relatively quickly. I mean, this first one, Brad, is not a headliner by any means. We've got the Sparks giving 1.5 points at the Connecticut Sun. Two losing teams, 172.5 is the total. Brad, what's your play here?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do with Ray Burrell's line. I want to take rebounds and assists. It's not out yet. I'd imagine they'd probably put it at 4.5, about -120. I'd take that, but I'm going to take points and assists right now for the time being, right? She doesn't have the best matchup, but if you just look at her usage, it's been absolutely insane over these last, 4 games. It's increased up to 28.3%, which is up from her last 20 average of about 23%. She's destroyed this line by 6, 12, and 4, gone over in 3 straight. I'm going to take her points and assists at 19.5.
So this is interesting, Calvin, because I wasn't sure what you were going to come with here. You've got the Sparks money line. So spoiler alert, you've got the Sparks money line. I'm just curious if you like the Connecticut Sun first half, because I know that's a play you've been leaning into. Has that faded away? Have they stopped covering in those first halves?
It has started to fade a little bit. And I also just think this line is so low for the talent gap here. So that's why I'm taking the Sparks. I know the Sparks haven't been playing very well, and the Sun have been pesky at times this year, especially early in games. But the talent just isn't even close. For my money, the Sparks have the 4 best players on the floor in this matchup, if not 5 or 6. And on the road or not, you're getting close to a pick 'em here, -1.5 or around -120 on this money line. I think you have to take it with LA. And the biggest reason that LA has struggled is they've just given up so many threes. You have Nneka Ogwumike and Cameron Brink in the paint, no one to lock down on the perimeter. So teams have lit them up from the outside. But the Sun take the fewest threes in the league. They have the second lowest 3-point percentage in the league. They're really just not constructed to take advantage of the Sparks' weaknesses. So I think LA gets it done on the road. I'm taking them on the money line in this one.
Calvin, let's go to the Fever and the Tempo. 192.5. This will be a fun watch, is the total. And of course, the Fever, predictably pretty big favorites here, 9.5. Coming off their win yesterday. Of course, they'll have a day of rest. This game's tomorrow. What do we like, Calvin?
I'm betting on Fever offense and taking their team total over 101.5. Now, that's a huge line, but to me, this is a don't overthink it spot. This is the best offense of all time and the worst defense of all time in terms of scoring and scoring allowed. You literally have the best versus worst ever. I'm going to keep it simple and take the Fever to go off offensively in this one, even with a line in the hundreds. They've gotten to 100 in 8 of their last 11 games, and you have this unstoppable 3-headed monster on offense. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, even Michaela Timpson had 20 points yesterday in that win. She's been coming on strong since being inserted into the starting lineup. I just think the Tempo have nothing to slow down this Indiana machine. Every Fever possession is going to be shooting practice. I think they carve up the Toronto defense, so you can ladder up all the alts, bet on Fever offense any way you want to. I'm taking them over 101.5.
Now, that's quite the take there. Really bold-faced everything about the Fever. Brad, you like a prop in this one?
Yeah, I do. Listen, I'm going to Aaliyah Boston, and I'm taking her over 8.5 rebounds. This is going to be a game that's going to have incredible pace and a lot of shot opportunities for the Tempo. Tempo shooting around 43.5% from the field so far this season. So there's going to be some available opportunities for Boston. Boston double-double is not a bad price either around +130. Had that closer to +150. If you just look, she's just been gobbling up the boards. But what I really like about that is the amount of minutes she's been playing recently. Her minutes are up, and it's giving her more rebound opportunities. Just in her last, 6 games, she's had 9, 8, 7, 12, 11, 7, 10, and 14. Those are the rebound stretches. 2 misses, at that price. I think this is a really good number. And like I said, if you want to get greedy, double-doubles there. As Calvin said, the Fever should absolutely score a ton of points in this game.
Those are the 2 7:00 games on Tuesday. Let's go to the 2 9:00 games. Liberty -4.5 against the Sky. 182.5 is the total here, Brad. You're both on the same play here. So, Brad, I'm actually going to let you speak for Calvin as well. Talk to me about Jonquel Jones.
Yes, we did this, last week when we were on the show, and this is a fade of Camila Cardoza. Anytime I get a nice, powerful center against her, I am going to fade her, right? I'm taking Jonquel Jones over 25.5 points in rebounds. The problem with Cardoza, she's not overly physical, and she's not great against the pick and roll, but I want to expand on that a little bit more. She's not even great in space, and what that means is Jonquel Jones will have multiple opportunities to get out and shoot the three like she loves to do. It's really weird to say that about a center having a ton of three opportunities, but I expect she'll have a lot of looks. And if you just look at her hits rates this season are pretty nice, 52.4%. She's gone over in 5 of her last 7. And like I said, this is just an absolute fade of Cardoso.
Yeah, Calvin co-sign on that one. Let's go to the last game on Tuesday. Dream plus 3.5 at the Aces. It's a 179.5 point total. Calvin, I thought this line was a little short. What do you think?
I agree. I'm taking the Aces minus 3.5 here. It's going to be continuing to fade the Dream for me. They've only covered in 3 of their last 19. Now Bree Jones is out again. Jordan Canada missed the last game. She may be out for this one. And you look at this line, 2.5 of this is home court with the game in Vegas. You really just need the Aces to be a point better on a neutral floor in order for this line to have value. I'd have the Aces about 3 points better. So I think we're getting a good line in the market here. And I think if you want to play the Aces early, that's a great look as well in terms of first quarter. That's the best way. First half is also fine. The Aces net rating, it skyrockets when you have both Asia Wilson and Jackie Young on the court, and they both go to the bench around the end of the first quarter, or one of them does. So that first quarter is really when you're getting the most value with the Aces team. And the Dream have gotten off to a lot of bad starts this year, had to dig themselves out of some deficits. So I think if you want to back the Aces early and throughout the whole game, any way you want to back them, I think that's the play in this one.
Brad, you're back to the prop market.
Yeah, I'm going to another prop in this one. I did like the Aces minus 3.5, but I didn't want to give out too many of the same picks so the people watching have more variety. I'm going Ryan Howard over 17.5 points. With the slated injuries for the Dream, she should continue to see an uptick in usage, but this is actually a really good matchup for her. First and foremost, she loves to shoot the three, an absolute dagger from beyond the arc, and the Aces allow the third most threes to forwards in the WNBA. Ryan Howard actually has been destroying this number, to be honest. 19, 23, 19, 22, 19, and her miss at 17 against the Fever on a poor shooting night. And a lot of that really comes from the three-point arc. If she's not shooting threes well, she's not going over. But if you look at all the overs, she's had at least 3 threes made, 6 and 5 in the 2 before her miss against the Fever. I think she's going to have ample opportunities to shoot and ample opportunities to cash this number.
Brad, man of the people. He liked the Aces minus 3.5 too, but he wanted to bring an extra pick. We absolutely love it. Brad Thomas, Calvin Wetzel, thanks for all the insight.